When it comes to education, there is only one institution that prepares you for the new millennium. When it comes to knowledge, there is only one name that inspires the passion to acquire it. When it comes to training, there is only one foundation that hones the talent. To become what you dream of, you begin at Siagarh. Siagarh Institutes, empowering academic excellence. When it comes to education, there is only one institution that prepares you for the new millennium. When it comes to knowledge, there is only one name that inspires the passion to acquire it. When it comes to training, there is only one foundation that hones the talent. To become what you dream of, you begin at Siagarh. Siagarh Institutes, empowering academic excellence.
Revati ma'am, we can start?
Yes, ma'am. A pleasant good morning and a heartily welcome to all. I am Professor Revati Rautrao, Assistant Professor, RMDSMS, Kondapuri, Pune. Today, the world is full of diamonds and gems, and we are having Mr. Bhavendra Chavan here today for this webinar in itself. Confidence is the key to find a path who wants to walk towards his or her life journey. Inner self means who you really are on the inside. But knowing inner self requires a high level of introspection and self awareness. It gives me immense pleasure to extend to you a very warm welcome on behalf of the Aryam Dhariwal Sinhagarh Management School, Pune, our patrons, are our inspiration, President, Honorable Professor M.N. Naule, our Secretary, Honorable Mrs. Sunanda Naule, our Vice President, HR, Mr. Rohit Naule, Vice President, Admin, Mrs. Rachna Naule, Ashteko, who always guides us. And under their guidance, the college is striving towards success every year. We have 12 best campuses, 12 disciplines of education, 110 institutes, and 85 colleges, 26 students, 26 schools, 10,000 plus experienced staff, 90,000 plus students at present in the Pune and Maharashtra. RMDSMS prides itself on putting students first and preparing for the corporate world. In our Industry Institute interface, which we usually call Triple I. In this, RMDSMS organizes eminent personality from industrial to have interaction with our budding students. Aryam Dhariwal Sinhagar Management School is though small but a beautiful campus. It is a lush green campus. Now, I would like to call upon our director, Dr. Anita Santajimane, to welcome her welcome speech.
Good morning, everyone. And I should say good evening, sir, because it is evening at your end.
Thank you.
It's a nice privilege to have you here for our first session for this academic year, because our first years, few of them have joined. The first cap round is over, so few only have joined up today, and few will be expected from today onwards. So few are yet to take the admission. So we have few first year students and few second year students, and from other colleges also few second years students have joined up. And I think in few minutes or so they may join in. Let's see and hope for the best. I welcome you all for the program. Today we will be seeing on the inner self. What we are trying to work out is how we would like to have continuous fulfillment of happiness for ourselves and for our society and for people around us. That is what Sir would like to inform. He has kept all the things secret as to what he will be disclosing today. So let's explore how we can bring out happiness within others. I thank all the participants for coming here, and I welcome you all for happy listening. Over to you, Revati ma'am. Then we'll start with Sir. Revati ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. So let me introduce our today's resource person. For today's webinar, we have Mr. Bhavendra Chauhan from USA. Sir started as a consultant as a senior DBA and team lead in ADP in April 1999 and rose to all the way to president, principal enterprise, data architect, BNY Mellon, Pershing, New Jersey, USA. To talk about his experience, as for education, Sir has completed Bachelor of Science from Shivaji University, Maharashtra, India, and Master of Computer Management, MCM from Pune University, Maharashtra, India. He also likes to volunteer. To name a few of his volunteering acts: Field Marshal, Parsippany Scouts Club, USA, and fundraiser, NAM Foundation, India. Sir is also a programmer, analyst, and co-founder in the company named as Vision Systems Private Limited. Really, it's my exquisite pleasure to welcome our resource person, Mr. Bhavendra Chauhan. He is an accomplished and versatile leader, enterprise data architect with a history of leading ID organizations to leverage technology towards accomplishing tactical and strategic business information objectives. He is experienced in architecting, designing, and implementing major expense reducing, revenue enhancing, end to end, highly comprehensive, and real time multi talent master data management and business intelligence and analytical data solutions on the hybrid data platform. Now, I would like to call upon Mr. Bhavendra Chauhan to start the session. Over you to Bhavendra, sir.
Thank you. It was a great pleasure seeing you all. Before I start, are you able to, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
All right, great. So good morning to everyone, and thank you for this great opportunity. And first would like to thank you to management professors, director, and staff members, and who were helped here on the networking side on institutions. So make sure this session goes well, because now sometime we forgot the true people, which is behind the scene. They are not on this. So I'm thankful for them as well. So yes, when I had a discussion with Dr. Anita ji, I was always have this humble thought. Our students really don't need too much guidance, but they need who they are. They need to be believe on themselves. So that's the biggest. I always believe in, if you don't believe on yourself and you just always try to look around and try to copy paste, nothing happens in life, right? So when I've been asked on one of the like WhatsApp chat, and I was just saw the Dr. Anita's this message. What is the chapter we want to discuss, right? So it's like a quick instant is inner self is nothing like. Then I start looking myself. When I say to my intent of inner self is not what Dr. Anita ji and Professor Revati Madam was explained. I'm not a meditation guru. Neither I'm a spiritual guru to explain who am I to say I know everything, right? So the inner self is intent of this conversation. Like to talk about you. What does that mean? You as a student. I know it feels sometimes weird, but I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about you. And then I have a 3 parts in this presentation. I would like to go, I know it's 10 o'clock. I think we have 1.5 hours at least, I hope. And I don't have time. I can go all the way as much as you guys want. If students are still joining, that's all right. The intent here is the first part, I would like to give what I mean inner self, right? Then some of the examples, those carries forward. It's like when you cook something, right? You have to do a lot of preparation. Then you do the processing, and then you get outcome of food is good or not. So I use the same analogy when I present something. I give the raw insight, then let's carry that insight and use an example, see it fits into, then try to look into an oral aspect and my experience. In that point, I use a third section, I use my experience. I try to be more in 10 minutes. It's not, I try myself, not give too much about me. That's not important, but it's good to know background and the challenges any individual face. Sometimes what happens, we always think, oh, why I'm not getting 1 lakh salary per month? Why I'm getting 50,000? I'm struggling. So we don't really look, we always look at outer self. We don't never look at inner self. So there's 2 parts, inner self and outer self. So outer self is like all how we look, how we dress, what we eat, what we drive, where we go, and what is our, oh, he looks great. Oh, he drives a BMW, means he's a great person. Oh, he lives in small house. It's okay. Just forget it. So all our reactions, how we behave outside world by looking at, right? So, but we never talk about yourself. You never talk about inhaling yourself. Hey, am I listening myself every day in the morning? No, we just get up. Oh my God, I had to go to this webinar, which is inner self. I'm sure some of the students might felt it. Oops, it's 8 o'clock. Now still 8:30. I'm still not there. Oh, let me brush. No, who cares? I'm not brushing. I'm on phone. Who cares? Who nobody's looking at it, right? So we always try to, but very important in the life, time management. I'm just talking about the student. The time management is very important essence in our anything you want to do in your life. Second, make sure you have confidence on yourself. So now the definition of confidence varies. The confidence can be inner confidence. Confidence can be outer confidence. Now the I hope you don't get confused. Inner confidence means I will do it. I never give up. The outer confidence is how I look, where I'm going, how I'm standing, how I'm speaking. Who am I speaking to? Am I listening when people are talking? So what does that mean? The, the greatest the student must follow, make sure you are a good listener. So we have a habit, sometimes I also had that habit. Before somebody talks, they start talking, I start immediately coming and start giving my responses. I thought I already understood what the individual is saying before the individual finished the statement. So it's very, very important in the life. Make sure you are a good listener. You are having great time management, and make sure you think before you talk. So these three fundamentals we always have to follow. So before you can see my presentation, right? All right. So I gave this confidence is the key to find the path who wants to walk towards his or her life journey. It's a very big statement. And it's not, we can talk whole day. It doesn't going to finish, right? Because we are talking about the life. So before I go to the next slide, this slide doesn't have much details because these are for me to keep myself on track. Because sometimes what happens, you lose the track because you goes into certain topic and you go deeper and you're not able to finish. So I want to make sure when I say time management, make sure I follow the time management at the same time. It's easier to preach other people what to do, but you don't follow yourself, then that's become a failure on my part, right? So can you post, Anitaji, the poll question, how are you? I can't hear you. Can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir. The questions you can put and we can get the answers in the chat box.
So let me do this. Then I'll just type it here.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You have already typed up. In the slides, it is there. Now we can
Okay.
unlock the students.
Oh, okay, good. Okay. So please ask them to, students, please respond.
Students, please respond in the chat box. How
Even
are you?
professor can respond
Yes.
too.
All the participants, please respond. Fine, sir. Dheeraj says. I'm fine, sir. Revati ma'am says. What about others? How are you, sir? Dheeraj says. Yusar says, I'm good. I didn't get the his what we say emus. Mavindra yourself says, I'm great. Okay. What about the other one? Ashwini says, fine, sir. Ashwini, I'm fine. Ashwini Salunke says, I'm fine. Narendra says, I'm fine. Thank you. What about you? Very nice. Aarti has raised her hand. Aarti, you can unmute yourself and give a reply. Aarti, you can unmute yourself. Supriya says, I'm fine. Dr. Yogesh says, I'm motivated. Saili says, I'm fine, sir. I think we have our answers, sir, at present.
Yes.
Most of them are, I'm fine.
All right. So I see three answers. I'm fine,
Yes,
I'm good, and I'm motivated. Right?
I'm
These three
motivated.
answers.
Yes, sir.
I'm happy, but I would like to say something. It is very important. Make sure you never say fine. But before I go to that, I categorize why I say that. But every country, but like in India, right? If anything you say, you have to be careful how the person you are telling or saying to him or her maybe interpret differently. So if you say, I'm great, I'm fantastic, or it means somebody, oh, he's egoistic person. Sometimes people wrongly interpret things, but I'll tell you, in the corporate world and in the real life, you should not lose your confidence. So let's talk about, I'm on, okay. So the negative response, I didn't give the example, but I'm very happy here. Nobody gave the negative response. I'll tell you the example. I'm okay. People sometimes I'm okay. I don't know. Today is boring day. Oh, it's too hot outside. So that is called negative response. That tells the mentality of the individual who would like to respond, how are you, as very negative in thinking. So if you continue hear that more and more, that needs to be fixed immediately, because you should not take, suppose you are in stressful whole night, you didn't sleep, you have a back pain, you have stomach pain, you have other issues, you have medical issues, you have family problem, but never ever say I'm okay. No, you should always, your attitude is the key. Your attitude matters in life. You need to do something. So irrespective of what's happening in your life, be positive. Doesn't matter. Don't need to tell your pains to others, because you don't know what others are going into what pain, right? So it's, everyone has their own life. So make sure you're not in the negative. So I'm thankful for the group here and the team joined on this call. They're all not negative at all.
Yes,
All
very
right.
true.
That's good. And second, I would like to say this, but you need to practice this, right? Thank you, sir, 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 sir. In professional life doesn't go well. I know in our Indian institutes, they always respectfully talk, but you slowly, as you grow in the experiences, go into the different world, it means, that there is a word in Marathi and Hindi, but I'm not going into that. But sometimes people talk in negative way. Sir means sometimes negative, uh, in stressful manner, right? What's big deal, sir? So you never know the sir connotation, because in international community, when suppose you are doing some conferences outside world, like outside India, and you have to be make sure you are to the point, right? People don't need to worry about sir, madam, they don't care, right? Because you don't need to worry, because I'm great, I'm fantastic, how about you? Make sure you ask that question. So majority of the responses falls under mediocre response. So I'm fine, I'm good, it's all mediocre. So neither here or neither there.
Very true.
So make sure you improve that. So you always go into the always on the positive side, not hanging below the bar. And the next one, great, positive response. So I will congratulate or thank you to, I think, Dr. Yogesh. So they said, I'm motivated. So it means he think, okay, I'm motivated, going to listen something today. Or he had a great day in the morning, had a great tea, or had a great coffee, or he has great mood. So it's a good thing. It's always make sure we are in that. So this is why I started with how are you. It's very, very important to look at the ground, how things are, our students are for the future of our nation. So make sure you are, doesn't matter, you are, don't worry about yourself. Oh, I am in institute in this small town. It's a single institute, but the place you are in the town, not in Pune city. How can I compete with Symbiosis? How can I compete with Bit Pilani? How can I compete with IIM Bangalore or Ahmedabad or Calcutta? No, you can compete only when you have a positive attitude, when you trust yourself. If you do, and sometimes we are always think about, oh, I don't know English well. Don't worry about it. Go for it. Doesn't matter grammar, doesn't matter. If you don't try, you don't know. So what I'm trying to say, my inner self, if you don't give that challenge to yourself, say, if I would have been said to Dr. Anita, no, 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 I can't give to the speech, I can give the presentation. No, nothing wrong in what is my experience for then? What is my use? What I'm giving back? I don't need necessarily give back to where I came from. I came from India. For me, the whole India is I can try my best what I can contribute, not necessarily where I came from, Maharashtra or town, the place. I do that too, but its intent here is how to inhale the own which students think, what can I do after my MBA? Am I going to get a job? No, you will get a job. No worry about it. Can I be businessman? Yes, you will. Only you have to have a positive attitude. So before I move to the next slide, I would like to go through some motivational quotes, which is not mine. Those are great leaders. The reason I want to do that, I want you to hear what I'm sure you already went through many times. You might have already read through. When I was doing my high school, our teacher always tells in the morning when you go before the we have to write on the blackboard every something new quote, a new motivational statement. So I'm not sure it is happening today, but I guarantee that really
It
helps.
is happening in
But
school.
but I want to start with the few quotes, right? So all power is within you. You can do anything and everything, by Swami Vivekananda. Right? So look at the statement and make sure you read every day. There are you just I again a lot of people in today's political issues in India. Anything you talk about Savarkar, Swami Vivekananda, Tilak, Subhash Chandra Bose, then people think, oh, he's talking about this side of the aisle. No, as a student, always eager to find out new things, always learn. Try not go into the TV news. If you watch Republic, right? If you watch any media today, there's nothing you can learn about the communication. Sometime I'm sure Arnab is Goswami is a great orator, but he don't allow to talk anybody. So what I'm trying to say, you don't learn the reality, the disease, the how you're supposed to communicate, how you talk, decency and respect, and that's very important in life. So make sure all this quote has to be resonate within you. Every day, you make sure in the morning when you get up, I always recommend. I'm great fan of Swami Anandji, Swami Vivekanandji. You may see I'm not sure. You can see the Swami Vivekanand picture behind me. You might feel like, what is that picture? Why it is like that? Why it is doesn't have any proper framed? That was when I was in 11th grade, when I was going for my junior college. I was walking from the bus stand to the college, 1.5 kilometer. On Tuesday, there was a bazaar, means in taluka places, right? Somebody was selling Swami Vivekananda's pictures. So I took that and carried still, but everybody tells me, why don't you put a frame? No, I want to keep the way it is. The reason is I want to challenge myself, make sure that picture doesn't tear off. What I did, I repaired it. I put something back on the, and I just want, that's one of my, always make sure in your life you always admire whoever you want to admire, your God, whoever goddess, Saraswati, Lakshmi, doesn't matter. You believe whatever you believe, make sure you believe for your life. You don't, it's not like ping pong, right? It's no, okay, I used to do this. No, I don't care. No, you have to believe something. You have to have a trust. You consider, for me, my lifelong guru is Swami Vivekananda. I don't know him personally, but I always motivated from him. But there are a lot of other gurus I have. I have professors, I have my high school teachers, my primary teacher, I still call them gurus. But if someone says, give me one person, which is Swami Vivekananda, is for me. So the next quote is also for them, from him. You are a creator of your own destiny. And it's very true. It's all you. And why I give this webinar Inner Self? Because it's you. You have to make sure, trust yourself. If you don't trust yourself, you don't talk to yourself, then it's very hard. Sometimes we always say, okay, I'm a professor now. Oh, I have a kids, I have family, everything is great. 8 to 5 job, go to college, come back, I'm done. Saturday, Sunday, Sunday is a chicken day or mutton day if it is a non-vegetarian. And it's a routine, it's comfort life. Oh, it's very good food. All right, it's all comfort. You have to get out of that and always do something, because that's very important. And I'll talk something later as I move forward. So the next one, okay, this is very important. All right, lot of time I'll read through, but lot of time I always say I'm a poor family. I came from poor family. I have financial challenges. I can't pay the fees. You never ever know how other people struggle. I'm not sure you know about Dr. Anita's trouble in her life, because sometimes people don't explain unless you know about them, right? You immediately say, "Oh, she's a director. I understand she's a director," but you don't know her struggle, because I know her personally. I met her in United States too. So it's every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. So adversity is not a bad thing. Adversity gives you opportunity. Find out, you go Google it in the world, find out who are the successful people in the world. Few percent of the people live them. Like Dhirubhai Ambani's, I don't know how many people read about Dhirubhai Ambani, what he did in Dubai. Mostly you might be reading about Mukesh Ambani, Anil Ambani. No, no, no. Mukesh Ambani is smart. He's doing great. But not everybody is like that. So, but if you look at worlds, if you look at Facebook, he didn't finish, Zuckerberg doesn't finish his college. Bill Gates, drop out. Apple CEO, I forgot Apple CEO, he dropped out too. So if you look at a lot of in the world famous people who are successful, they didn't finish even colleges. So I'm not saying you shouldn't finish. Education is the key. And recently, I was getting a lot of messages on my WhatsApp. Oh, look, without India's talent, America cannot succeed. Those are the messages my friends are sending to me on WhatsApp. Why they saying it? Because Microsoft CEO is Indian, Google CEO is Indian, and now Twitter CEO is a 38-year-old, Parag, I think. And today there was a news, the world's beauty company. What is I forgot the name of the company. You are on mute. She become a CEO. IMF the director is now is Indian. But this is one of the biggest challenge our media. That's a great thing for you to know, but you have to understand what they did to go there. But just seeing them, not understanding them, what America gave them opportunity for, why they become a CEO in US, not in India. So don't try too much go into this bashing by just looking at this our people and say they are, yes, they are great, but you learn it's your time now. Can you do something? Can you be entrepreneur? Can you be a professor? Can you be go professor in MIT? So it's all you. So you have to make sure you understand that, right? So next one, you are not what you think you are. And this is tricky. Sometimes it takes time to understand. You are not what you think you are, but what you think you are. It's very tricky. Sometimes misunderstand this statement. All right. So you are not what you think means say whatever you are doing right now, right? Oh, you're saying so was your friend. Oh, he's great. In first year in MBA, he's a distinction. All right, that's what you think, what people are thinking, but that's not necessarily true. So it's basically what is your think inward, what you think are inward, that's what you are. You're saying you're jealous about somebody, but you don't want to say it. Somebody got promotion, or you are not even to this. You say congratulations, but within you, you are not happy. What we do immediately, how he or she got promoted, but not me. I always tell my sister, she's MD PhD in Ayurvedic and she is a professor in Bharati Vidyapit and she has her own clinic. Sometimes she complains, she calls me Anna. Brother, I supposed to get 2 lakh salary, but I only getting 65,000 or 70,000 rupees. I said, what did I tell you? I didn't ask you to be complainer. You already have your practice going on. If you don't like the job, I know why she's getting less salary. I'm not going into that politics, and I don't want to say it. That's not our point of view here. But my intent is believe in yourself, do what you think, and forget about the job. You have your own practice, go for it, and you get to earn yourself, or leave the job and find something else. Don't need to, because we spend our time, we want to work still there, we continue complain there, we don't want to grow at the same time. Oops, I don't like it. So no, you have to be very, very important to yourself, not in a selfish way, because if you don't have confidence, then you talk all of this, but sometimes there's no fair game, but you have to be live with it. So never underestimate your power to change yourself. It's very, very important. You are, I'll tell you, I'm not sure you can see. Can you see this? I'm not sure you can able to read it. Anita, you can able to read it?
Never underestimate your power to change yourself.
Yeah. But can you see the frame I'm showing on? Can you able
Your
to read it?
we means your picture is not, yes, to
Oh,
some
okay.
extent.
So what
Right.
happened? I'm not sure. He's a very famous personality in Pune. His name is Dr. Burande. He has his pharmaceutical institute in Kothurud area. So I'll bring that to one of my experience, but he came to US and he gave, what is his gift to me? Sometimes what happens, oh, look at, he's a rich millionaire guy. He came to United States meeting Bhaven and he's very senior. He's maybe now 60s. And he would have bought something gift. He bought me this frame.
Your video is not visible.
No, but
At least,
you can see me or no?
no, I can't see you. We can hear you, but we can't see you. Pushpa ma'am, is
It
it
is,
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
no, you can, because I think maybe I'm presenting it. Let me see, I can stop presenting. Can you able to see me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's why I think, because Google Meet, right? This is one of the problem. I can't, because you can't see me while I'm talking when I'm presenting, right? So this is how I was showing it. The person, the guru, right? The one of the person I was very admired. He gave me this frame. So
Okay.
he's a millionaire, but he gave me this frame. So the reason sometimes what happened, you don't go with this is there is you cannot value this. What he said, man is the architect of his own life,
Very true.
right? So again, this old saying it, but woman is the architecture in her own life too. I don't want to stereotype, right? Just man, not woman. So everyone is architect their own life, because you really motivate you. You want to do something, right? So it means you look at that one message to check whole thing. So that's why I say never underestimate your power to change yourself. If you don't change yourself, forget changing others, because it's very important. We always say, oh, this is not good, that's not good, but the person still goes there and does the same thing. But you have to change yourself. The next one, the positive attitude is a person's
Video.
passport to a better
PPT.
window. Yeah, I'll to share. Hold on. This is a Google Meet.
Very true, sir. Sorry. No, in
Yeah.
between, you were not visible. Otherwise, we can see you when you're
Yeah, that's fine.
speaking.
You can hear. The important is not to see me, just important hear me out, and that's good.
Yes.
Positive attitude is a person's passport to a better tomorrow. Very important. Make sure you read this every day before you go to your class, before you go to talk to anybody. When you good morning, you have it to pray, and read this, then go to next activity, because I guarantee it put you in that day in very right mood. And always you want to lead. Like sometimes I say I was I did MCM in Bharati Vidyapit, right? There's a PPM subject, what is this long form from PPM? Personal. You are on mute. PPM and
Principle and practice of management.
yes, PPM. Dr. Paul was the professor, and MIS. Initially, I was very horrible. I can't get it, because that's not my career I want it to be. But now I see a lot of things I learned that time. I just Google it now. Now I immediately connect back. Oh, all right. So it really helps me to do what I need to do. So the next one, okay, this is another important one. Think, act, and talk with enthusiasm, and you will attract positive result. So it's very, very important. Okay, the next one, I will ask the question. Can you let me see? All right. So I want the response from the audience here, students, professors. What is your vision and goal and objective in life? Give me one of the top one you think. What is your vision and object? This question is more for already professors are professor. They can become a director. They whatever they can. But this question is more towards students. What is your vision and goal and objective in your life? Just say what is your vision. Make it simple. What is your goal in your life? You have something. If you don't have, I'll tell something to you what to do then.
Okay, students, you can put it in the chat. Professors also can put up in the chat. Or if you would like to say, just raise your hands and then we'll inform you to unmute. You can type it out. So we'll have to give them few seconds just to type it out.
No problem. And I love to be interactive, because I like student. I want to hear students' voice too, because
Okay.
don't shy away. And I guarantee I have one slide of my life, and you will be laughing loud. I'll tell you. So don't worry about English. If you don't know, talk in whatever the language you know. Even you know halfway, doesn't matter, say it. I can grasp it. Don't shy away. This is the opportunity to talk. Open yourself.
Yes, students. Can we get the responses? Archana Memani has raised her hand. Memani ma'am, do you want to talk or would you like to note it down? You
No,
can
ma'am.
unmute yourself and talk. Yes, yes, Archana.
No, no, ma'am.
Okay, you can give the answer. Lakshmi says to be a human in behavior in all situations. Okay, just a few seconds.
So I only see two responses. One is to be a human in a behavior in all situations to become a good human. That's great. Awesome. Commitment to improve physical health. Anyone has a corporate goal? Anyone has a professional goal? Anyone want to be farmer? Okay, to goal is to look at managing positions. I can grasp what Ashwini want to say, but I want to say something on that statement, word managing.
Ashwini says the goal is to look at managing positions.
Yeah. That's what I said. I want to say something on that.
Okay. And Yusa says to become a good human. And
Yes,
Revati says commitment is to improve physical health.
that's great. But anyone has a professional or corporate goal?
Uh, Narendra, along with me, uplift the poor marginal farmers. Okay.
All right. So Narendra is, I just tell he's my friend too.
Okay.
So the vision system, I just want to tell you, we both started.
Okay. I think
All
students,
right, that's
please write up.
I like to hear more. Student, don't shy away. Say it whatever you want to say. That's fine. There's no perfect world. Don't worry about this. Is the opportunity. Open up. This is
You
not
can
a
speak in your regional language also if you feel it is little difficult.
no. You
Dheeraj
want
says
you
to start a
yeah.
business.
Okay. To start business in agriculture field, which help farmers to get more revenue. Goal is to become a business manager. All right.
Okay, Preeti says so. If you feel little English is little difficult to put it up, you can say it in your Marathi or Hindi
That's
also.
fine. Or you can talk language, whatever you want.
Huh. You can unmute your mic and you can speak it. Raise your hand and then speak. It's okay. It be few sentences, not a long one. You can just say it in few words.
Shying away, afraid, or fear is the biggest setback in human life. So don't worry about it. Don't care about who you are talking to. Yeah, you do care, but I'm saying in this response, you give response blindly. Whatever you think it is right for you. Don't worry about it. It's wrong English. I'm not worry about that. All right.
Arti says goal is to become good human. Okay. I think so. We'll go further because
Yeah,
students are still
yeah,
thinking over.
that's right. So why I asked this question? Because make sure you have at least for top 5 goals in next 5 years. Make sure you have to write down somewhere. I want to be do this. If suppose you are second year MBA student, you have to have certain goals to set. So you cannot just dream if you didn't work for it. So you cannot just blindly go around. You should have your fashion. You want to be a fashion designer, but still I'm MBA. That's fine. You want to be actor? That's great. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do MBA. And oh, I'm not an art side, so I cannot be artist. No, you can be artist. So if you look at yours, make sure you have your goal, purpose in life. It doesn't matter. I want to be next 5 years. I want to be in this here. This is what I want to do. And in my day-to-day life, this is what I want to do. But it's very important. One thing I would like to tell, and Ashwini said this. Sorry, Ashwini, I just used your name here because you used the word managing positions. So I think you mean to say you want to be like you want to be manager and you have a number of people working for you and you want to manage them. Is that the interpretation? Am I getting a right interpretation?
Ashwini, you can answer to sir. Yes.
All right. Okay. I want every educated people, in my view, I don't want you to manage anyone. I want you to lead the people. You know the difference, lead and manage? Ashwini, you can come on the interactive. All right. So managing means you're like authoritarian. It's like you are, oh, you want to be a leader. In order to be leader, you have to be bring people under you who reporting to become a leader in future. So always professionally you say you want to lead by example and I want to be leader. You are a manager, director, VP, doesn't matter, or CEO, you are leading people. So if you go with managing people, it becomes a challenge. All right. So the next one, why I'm asking this? Strengthening your inner self. Because you have to have a purpose in life, goal and objective. So that will give you challenge yourself. You don't need to challenge anyone. You challenge yourself. And in order to do that, that why we do it, because you want to strengthen yourself. That is the reason I call this webinar Inner Self. And how? So you will find all this in YouTube videos, many different answers. In I believe in yourself and trust in yourself is important. If you don't believe, then it is a challenge. You have to believe in yourself, nobody else. You have to believe in yourself. When? Now. There's no time. Time will not wait for you. You have to do it now. So the because this is the important, because what happens, you can see people tell you this all kind of stuff, and whatever I'm saying, you will find this material in YouTube, but you will not find in the context. You will find different variety, but make sure you always read, always follow the great. I'm not sure how many people. I think I heard Anita Madam Ji, somebody from Gulbarga or somebody joining. Uh, I'm not sure how many people really know Siddheshwar Maharaj or Basveshwar. Everybody
Yes,
knows, should
sir.
know. So I'll tell you where I was in 11th grade. Yeah, I had a picture of Basveshwar Maharaj in my village back home. You have to read this great personality. You really learn a lot. You don't need, don't think somebody hold your hand and walk you all the way. No, you are your own. You are the one can define your own destiny. So where within you? I'm just talking about you. You don't need to preach anyone. You just talk to yourself. If every student, I guarantee the students who are on the call today, if they just continue practice this and just read the great philosophers, great leaders. I always follow Swami Vivekananda, because sometimes I don't want to tell people what to do because I want you to decide yourself. But I will recommend what are the books you want. After end of this, I will tell what are the few books you want to read, and you have to read now. Don't wait. So who are you? Can you answer this question, somebody on the chat? Anita, you are on mute, so people can't hear. You have to unmute yourself.
Okay, I'm sorry. Students, please, you can write it in the chat box. Toughest question to answer, Lakshmi says. Mm, But Lakshmi, I think you will have to start thinking because I said so many things. You'll have to start thinking and check if you can say it in few words right now, what you feel. At least you have given a thought. Thank you, Lakshmi. What about the others? I have 23 more participants. I would like to have answers from them also.
All right, that's fine. I know the question is not that easy, and it's not your fault. But don't lose your confidence. You don't think about, right? Um,
We never
Nirlajam
think
Sada,
about it.
yeah,
Huh.
but some Nirlajam Sadasuki. So I always use that because don't worry about it. If you, for first, number one, if I'm giving a speech or from US, don't think you are when you I'm here and you are there. No, we all equal. So don't worry about it. Oh, sir is talking. What I supposed to? I can't even answer the who are you question. No, don't embarrass yourself. You are the confident person. You will do best. So just make sure. If you don't know, that's fine. Okay, I'm a helping personality. Great. Okay, let's go through this. I'm an individual who can contribute to empowering the world. It's a huge statement. Who am I to empowering the world? Right? I'm an individual who can contribute to empowering the world. Now, you have to be very careful. You are really not empowering the world, but you are contributing towards to that. So how? Really? How? All right. This is, I'm not sure you heard about this. I give this many, many times in my team. I call Kerala in India. I'm giving India as an example. Kerala is the only state in India 100% literacy. Is that true? All right, we always at least
Yes.
hear.
Yes, sir.
Those like way before my birth or maybe 20, 30 years ago, that may hold true. In my view, who is the educated person? I call educated person who is ready to learn, unlearn, and learn. So what does that mean? Because we'll see when I finished my MCM 1996, and if I say, oh, this is what we used to do, but I don't know what Singard is doing in MBA today. I don't know. If I want to be educate myself, I have to unlearn and try to learn the new courses which has been given. Because today, like 27 years ago is different life. The way the education was now is completely changed. I cannot say myself educated if I don't read myself, if I don't improve myself. It means some of the things, like I give you example. I'm not sure you guys you have interest in Indian history or not. I'm sure you will and you should. The Indian true history. So if you go on NCRT website, you will find Shivaji Maharaj picture and 2, 3 lines under that. If you go to Tipu Sultan, you get half a page. If you get all the other histories like Mughal, international, get 3-4 pages. So why I'm telling it, I don't want to divert the attention, but it's very, very important to learn. I'll tell you, there is a best philosophers because I watch a lot of these videos because I want to learn myself because unfortunately I don't know my history well. This I always tell I never worry about saying I don't know, I don't know. There is a saying in English, in even Marathi and Hindi, everywhere. I can teach the person who says I don't know. I cannot teach the person says I know.
Very true.
So make sure you are not on the I know. There's no person. I guarantee you don't know anything. The world is different. So always humble, always honest. Be truthful to yourself. Don't harm. Your word matters. Your thinking matters. The way you say, that's what it happens. If you have a negative attitude, I guarantee if somebody say, "Oh, I don't get job," and then in the morning he wakes up at 11 o'clock in the morning and he gives order, "Mommy, I need food." Then he goes back to bed at 2 p.m. He want to rest. And mom is also, dad comes in, "Hey, why are you sleeping?" "Oh, chodo na, don't take tension. He's tired. Let him sleep." So what I'm trying to say, you are enemy for yourself. So make sure you are always have learn, unlearn, and learn. Don't think once you finish in Singard Institute MBA, it means you're educated. And I'll tell you, education, degree, I'm not worried about degree. I'm just giving a philosophical, okay? I'm not talking about Singard or any institute. Degree is important for certain level. Education is the key. And experience is the key. And knowledge is the key, right? If you don't have education, you don't have experience, you won't get a knowledge. Make sure when you are doing an MBA, did you anybody search? I'm sure everybody search YouTube, right? I guarantee what is the Noora Fateh, that new actress. I'm sure everybody might be watching her videos. She makes a lot of videos nowadays. So I use this example because new generation knows very well, and they may watch a lot of different things, but they're never going to search London School of Business. What is micro and macroeconomics being taught today? MIT gives all free their courses online available. But how MBA students in United States or UK or Europe, they do, you don't need to say, I don't need to be in Symbiosis to search that. I don't need to be in IIM to figure that out. You can, it's fingertip because you don't trust yourself. And secondly, you don't think what I can do. So what you do, then you go in materialistic world. Oh, then copy somebody did something. Oh, look at this, look at that. So it's too late. So you can learn a lot of things. So make sure use the social media. I'm sure you have Instagram. I'm sure you have a Snapchat. A lot of people might have. I'm sure you have WhatsApp. I'm guarantee you do. And every day, good morning, gulab ka fool, idhar ka fool, all kind of stuff, right? And good night and all of that. But and when if somebody forwards some good message, right, we are very good at copy pasting, and we're very good at sharing a gnan knowledge, but it's not yours. You copy pasted, you borrowed knowledge, you're sharing. But when you share it, but the individual person also ignore, the person who gets, he also ignores it. But at the same time, if you send a chatpat kind of stuff, then you immediately start responding it. What I'm saying, use the social media for your benefit. Don't bring social media as your enemy. Don't try to waste your time for unnecessary thing. And I don't know how many MBA student or engineering students have a LinkedIn profile. And even they have it, I'm not sure how many people they're trying to connect. I don't know how many students today trying to find an internship job, Pune, Mumbai, are they communicating anybody? So make sure you wisely use it. You suppose you are a finance student of MBA. You don't need to know Bhavin. You don't need to know Anitaji. What you need to know, can I just connect Anita madam? Can I just connect Bhavin? He may not accept your connection, right? You please send 1,000 people, but don't send 1,000 people just like that. Find your profession you want to be and search into LinkedIn and connect 1,000 people. I guarantee at least 4 or 5 people will connect you, and honestly write what you need. There are very good human beings in the world. They want to help. They are not looking at where you belong from. They are not looking who you are. They are looking, are you interested in? Are you willing to do something? So sometime somebody may give a job even before you finishing MBA. So we don't know, because kids here in high school they do this. But unfortunately, we finish BSc, MBA, everything, but we still figuring daddy. So daddy or mom is suppose educated, they are job oriented. Hello, they call their friends. Hey, मेरे बेटे के लिए job है क्या देखो, मेरे बेटी के लिए है job है क्या देखो. Find out job for my son, my daughter. No, 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 no. Don't beg. Trust yourself. I'll tell you. There I durustai, right? I'm fine with you won't get job for next 1 year. That's fine. I don't care. Struggle it. But I'll tell you the sweetness of outcome of that struggle make you proud. If somebody grab you and dragged you to do the job, there's attitude in our day. Oh, maine isko job diya. I give him a job. The people drag you down. But I don't believe in that. If you help someone, help, but don't drag the individual. So that's very important. What when that happens? Only when you talk inner self. That is the reason of my session today. To talk, I'm not meditation guru. I'm just talking who you are. So now, here's what I want you to earn. Follow the learn, unlearn, and learn concept. Like we say, right? Before you walk, you have to crawl. Before you run, you have to walk. There is no alternate in that. There's no way you are without these 3 steps. You can't do anything. You can't just say I run directly. No, you have to know how to walk. So there is no shortcut in life. Don't take shortcuts. Don't compare with anyone. Don't worry about somebody in your friend got a job with 1 lakh rupees. Great, be happy about it. But you got 500 rupee job somewhere else. Be happy about it. You just continue struggle the way you want to find your path. Don't shortcut. So what I'm suggesting here, knowledge, earn knowledge, not just marks. It's very, very important. I'm not saying what you guys are doing. And unfortunately, today's world in the competition, you need marks. Don't take me wrong. But I'm saying if you don't have knowledge, your mark doesn't work. I guarantee you that. So in order to get the knowledge, you have to work for it, experiment it. Skills, earn skills, not just degrees. So now you can say, oh, MBA finance, what skill I can do? Skill doesn't mean carpenter, engineering, automobile. No, skill means, say you are doing finance. How the microfinance and macrofinance is working in the world, in Bangladesh, in Pakistan, in Uganda, in India, how other countries do. You are a finance person. If you don't know that skill, then it's very hard to sustain in the market. You will earn eventually as experience goes, but I'm giving you right now. I'm telling you right now. Experience, not just rewards. Because we always have a habit. Oh, suppose I did something for, I'll tell you, this is very interesting. When Anita madam reach out to me, right, for this session and say after 11:30, our session is ended. And Dr. Anita ji didn't reach out to me, say thank you. She didn't say thank you to me in the WhatsApp or anything. No, that you never expect, don't expect the return, because that's not the humanity. I think some students say, I want to be good human. Saying is different. Doing is very hard. So for that, you have to be clean yourself, inner self, because I'll tell you, I'll use that time for my experience later. There's one slide, so I don't want to waste that time here. So experience, not just rewards. Always remember. Why I said this, uh, there was I just give a today morning's example. We had a meeting from India team. There is India. We have 15,000 people in India. Uh, there was a management meeting for quarter Q4 and the award ceremony. Who get what award and all, right? And there's 4 or 5 projects. I was the main person, but my name was not there. All right. So a lot of people pinging me, why your name is not there? I said, I don't care. Maybe I'm fine. If my name is not there, doesn't mean I'm not being recognized. I already know who recognized me, but sometimes you don't take too much in person, like don't take in inward, because that will not help you. It just stress you out, and you are unnecessarily dragging your whole day into different direction. Instead of reading books, reading something, doing some activities, make sure you always a positive person, not negative. So purpose, not just position and power. It's very, very important, because position, power comes and goes. Purpose remains, and and that's very important, because these are big thinking. I know it's not easy, but always be positive. Make sure you don't lose your confidence. And doesn't matter who you're talking. I know English, I don't know English, fine. I'll give some funny interviews I used to give, and you'll be laughing. When I was in India, trying to come to US, I only know 2 things: yes or no. I don't know anything. What is your strength? Person asked me. Yes. He repeated again. What is your strength? Yes. Then I thought I'm not answering well. Then I said no. Then he hang up. So then I didn't embarrass myself, because I didn't get it. The word strength, I don't even know. But don't embarrass yourself. It's okay. It's fine. Be don't bring down yourself. It's okay. Mistake happens. Don't need to worry about it. But you have to make sure. But don't ignore. You continuous try, continuous improve. Otherwise, you will become a no way. Then that's the person you are. Then you're not changing. So what I'm saying, don't worry doesn't mean ignore. At that moment, don't worry, it's okay, but go back, revisit what mistake you did, how to improve. It is important. So some of the, I think as people, student answered that they want to take care of their health or something. So health is a wealth. That's very important. And I'll tell you, I know that today's generation, they like going dhabas, biryanis, chicken, all can let them enjoy. As you hit 40, you will see reality. So be conscious about what you do. Your action will provide a proper reaction. So just make sure you act before it's too late. Okay. And because that's what we need. We need healthy nation. So, because it's not a grandma's food anymore. Even today's generation grandma's food is from the store, the food that she bought from. She didn't bring it from farm, she bought from somewhere else. So everything is genetically modified. Taste comes because you put too much ghee, too much butter, too much things, too much spice. That's why taste is coming. But you really don't have the ingredients you need for your health, because the energy, the thing, it is all taken care now. So this last one, I see a lot of time people go by how many followers I have on Facebook. 1,000. Oh, I have 100,000. Oh my God, look at it. No, you don't need followers. And the context of social media I'm talking. You need friends. And definition of friends, I tell you, when I came to US, I used to have more than 50 friends in US. I still have those friends, they are somewhere. But when you become a family person, kids and all of that, you slowly think change. Then you realize the definition of friend is also learn, unlearn, and learn. Because it's a continuous cycle. There is no way the cycle is stopping. Okay, so what questions are you asking to yourself? So I did all of this now. Can you tell, are you, can you just type here, give a response after you listen to me? What questions are you asking to yourself now? Do you have any response on the audience?
From
It's
my
also,
side, it would be learn, unlearn, and learn.
okay, that's good. Is anyone, students, professors, please go ahead. Don't worry about it. We're all learning from each other. All right. So just for time check, we have time, right? I don't have problem. You guys have okay with it?
Yes, sir.
All right. So who are you going to be? Don't worry about what are you going to do. It's important. Who are you going to be? So I'm not sure you got this, but I hope you got it, right? Because it's not interactive conversation, so it's hard. Students are
Yeah.
quieter. And I see some of the students also dropped. Is that
Yes.
true?
Yes, sir. Might be because of the frequency or something, they must have dropped out.
So you guys have some like WhatsApp group you can tell them to join?
Yes, sir, I'll ask them to join back.
Okay. All right. So again, it's for them. It's not for me.
Hmm.
So how you plan to live your life every day? Make sure it's very, very important. Every day, those quotes I shared, the question I'm asking, ask yourself every day morning, how you want plan to live your life every day? What I supposed to do today? What is my purpose? What I want to get out of today? What I want to learn? And what I'm doing, as I say, if somebody is doing marketing, are we learning something, marketing principles? Are we learning something? If you have a logistic, then are you learning something logistic? Something you have to learn every day. Make sure your daily purpose, you are learning something. How are you going to respond? Oh, this is interesting one. How are you going to respond when you don't get the job you had your heart set on? Anita, you got the question? I hope everyone got the question, right?
Oh, you're going to respond. Madam.
So say you want to be after MBA, you want to plan or you have someone link. Sometimes you have links, right? Somebody, your older brother working in Infosys. And Infosys now is not just IT company. They have finance department. So you are did MBA, or there may be position, and he may have links, and he may say, but Infosys may have some process. Even they may want to go through the process, and they drag you there in the beginning, and you're not able to get the job. You thought, oh, my brother is there, or my friend's friend is there, my dad's friend is there. I'll guarantee I'll get it. If you have that confidence, the person gave you sometimes false confidence, and what happens? You didn't get it. So it's very important. I'll tell you, in my life, I might be failed more than 1,000 times. It's unlimited failure. Failure in society. Oh, ये बंदा कुछ नहीं कर सकता. He can't do anything. ये हेला का येत नहीं. I mean, he's not going to do anything. He's stupid, right? Society says that. Your friends are there, but your other people, you are useless. Like, always negative thoughts are flowing around you. Oh, suppose you finish MBA and you didn't get a job for next 6 months. I guarantee your relatives will say, after MBA you didn't get a job, he's doing farming. I don't know why farming is low grade in India, unfortunately, but anyway, that's how it is. But everybody dragging you down. Nobody coming and saying, it's okay, try it out. But I'll tell you, uneducated people are farmers. I'm a farmer's son. I'm a ex-army person's son. I always believe my dad used to say, don't worry, go ahead, but don't come home. He always used to say, he always gives me one extra. You are not coming home. Where I'm living, I don't know, but I'm not coming home. So that's what his diktat. So you always make sure it's okay. Think about failure is not you failed. Failure is event. That event failed. You didn't fail, but you have to learn, unlearn, and learn again. So always think failure, you fail or you anything happen. No, I was watching one of the video. Great our actor Anupam Kherji. I was not aware. I learned that a few weeks ago. In Himachal, when he was doing, I don't know today, but I just listening to him in Himachal. He was from Simla, right? So in Simla, he was in high school, and they before the results come out of high school, they already enrolled the person into 11th grade because maybe because of cold weather, some reason the results come late. So after 2 months, so you enroll to 11th grade, and after 2 months results comes. Then his dad took him. He said, Anupam, let's go here to the dinner. And Anupam was, really? My dad is going to ask me this? He's going to treat me? So he was so happy. My dad is, how come he's going to treat me today? What happened? So Bapuji, daddy, batado, tell me what happened. No, no, no. And there used to be that they used to have group of friends, used to go every 6 months one restaurant, and somehow he knows that what my son eats there. And exactly he asked, we can go there. And he was a little worried now. Why you giving me treat in that hotel? Then they went, order all the food and the eating. And he says, can you, this is something amazing. You never did this. Something is wrong today. Can you tell me what happened? Oh, so mera result aa gaya? I passed. No, no, beta, you failed. That's why I'm treating you. Think about, I don't know how many students will get out of this. This is a great thing. You should not be shamed about your failure. It's an event. It's just a time. That particular event is failed. You didn't fail. Make sure you talk to yourself. You are not a failure person. All right. What you will do if you are a teacher, this is part to the what you are a teacher or professor and students don't respond to your lessons. I know it's a quiet.
There are two aspects. They must have understood the whole thing, or they have not understood anything. So what to ask may be a question. It may happen the other way.
It will. So I'll tell you. Give me 1 second. I'll tell you. I forgot to mention write down here because I don't know the name of the professor. I just want to tell you it's very beneficial. I hope professors can. Oh, I'm not sure. Does anybody know Dr. Vikas Divakriti? I'll type it here. Dr. Vikas Divakriti. So please watch his videos. It's amazed. I'll tell you why I watch all of this. Because I always feel like I'm missing something. And when I go on YouTube, I don't watch, either I watch politics or I watch something like this. Because this is the only way I can learn. I'm not saying this is whatever I'm sharing with you, I just learn from my experience. And experience means listening good people, watching good people. Also I watch NDTV every day. I'll tell you why. I want to see the negativity also. how they perceive, how they say, because it's not the good thing purpose. I want to see the mentality of as you get mature, you understand what let go, what not to do, and all. Sometimes you want to see how others, because if you are one side of the world and other side world is not agreeing to this side, I see in India at least, NDTV tells you the other side. So I try to get the other version. So it's that way I'm not partial. So please, professors, everyone, students, watch the video, how he teach. It's like, in Hindi is makhan. It's like so entertaining, so evolving and involving. So I want kids to also watch, students to also watch as well. All right. So I'll move to the next. How will you react when your boss gives you a goal that feels way too high? So somebody said in the students, they want to manage people. Think about when you manage people, somebody is managing you. It's not one way. So if you are giving a goal to your team, somebody is giving goal to you as well. So I always tell, there's a, in a corporate world, there's a principle. You must kiss down, kick up. Means you should have that strength to talk to your management what is needed for your people. That is called leading. That's not managing. So you want to produce the new leaders under you. So when you become a manager, you make sure your team under you, someone becomes manager within few years. It means you are promoting to director. Always be positive, and if you start looking at selfish, I guarantee you may be director, you may be CEO, you will not get a good sleep in the night. I guarantee, because, and sometimes people say, I tell people, when people ask me, what is success in life? I said, when you go to bed, within a 30 seconds, you get a sleep, then you are a successful. I'm not saying on money and other way, your mind is under control. You don't need a pill for sleep because you think too much, because you have so different negativism going on in your mind. Do you have a skills like resilience and consistency? So do you have that? So now the question is, these are two big words. So I'll just give the meaning of those. Resilience is a flexibility. Are you flexible? Sometimes people call, right? Oh, I don't have time. Can you talk tomorrow? Be respectful. You don't need to cut short. I know you may need to, but learn, be respect and dignity to the person who calling. You don't know what situation the person is. Yeah, the person is just for joking and talking, then you can cut short, but be respectfully cut short. So the capacity to recover quickly from the difficulties, that's called resilience. And I said, when after MBA, I just use MBA. I don't know the engineering, which side of the engineering kids are here. When you not get a job, you have to have that capacity. Fight for it, go for it, learn, unlearn, and learn. Make sure you talk to people. Go to Dr. Anita, talk to her. I'm in this difficulty. She may not help you at the beginning, but she may find somebody to help you. So you don't need always somebody give the job. You need motivation. You need person to talk to you, understand your problem, see where you're going wrong. Can he able to help? So there are good people around. So don't shy away about, make sure you have that resiliency. So consciousness about, which means is diligent. Make sure you are diligent enough. So person wishing to do what is right, especially to do one's work or duty well and thoroughly. I copy pasted from Google, okay? It's not me writing. So I don't take a credit for unnecessary, but I'm trying to tell you, these things are available everywhere. I say, I just put into the context. Okay, so make sure you are resilient enough. It means flexibility, you have a delusion. So make sure you always think about when you go to the job, right? A lot of time I feel is a trust is an issue in nowadays. It's very hard. Ask somebody to clean your house. I guarantee you have 10 questions in your mind. Oh, मेरा phone वहां पे नहीं होना चाहिए. Oh, phone pocket में रखो. Oh, पैसे वहां होंगे. The money is there. Somebody will take it. So trust is lacking. Be a Make sure you do with your job with very fashion. Doesn't matter you get 1,000 rupees salary or 1 lakh rupee salary. Be hardworking, and honest, and do the job. If you don't like it, leave the job, but don't be foolish yourself. Be honest. I'll tell you, long run, it will definitely help. And don't take a shortcuts. Okay, how we think. I'm not sure you got this question. Can anybody answer after all this conversation we had?
Let me think. Students can respond or unmute themselves and say how we think. Can I get a little faster answers, or if it is long, do we need to wait for a few seconds?
In the meantime, Revati madam, is this going to be stop exactly at 11:30 or it will continue go?
At our end, it will be 10, but I think we can continue for 5-10 more minutes. That
Okay,
won't be
so
a...
yeah, then I will speed up. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Optimism. I think you tie. Okay,
Lakshmi
good.
says feeling optimism.
All right, good. Uh, Optimism is very important. I think you hear this from Narendra Modi ji many times. The 2014 election, and many people talk about this in corporate world. The glass being half full seems easy, but I'll tell you what exactly. And pessimism, the glass being half empty. Make sure you are away from pessimism, and you have to be smart. Who should be with your friends? I'm not saying you should not be with friends with negative people. If you can able to help them to be positive, that's great. But there has to be limit how far you be friend with somebody which is always talks negative, always talk about the glass being half empty, always negative. No, we need positive people. I'll tell you, another example. If you go to restaurant, I think everybody does here. I'm a very frank and I'm very blunt sometimes. I'll tell you, professors and Dr. Aditya madam, everybody might be doing it. When you go to restaurant, if you don't find a good food, like say you are eating, you give the order and food is not good, look at your face. You are so angry, right? And your husband, wife, or family, if suppose wife ordered it, husband is so angry. If husband ordered it, wife is so angry. Kids are okay, they're running around. And if you're friends, then if you're a group of friends and they will make a noise and they call the manager, but there is another group on the same restaurant eating calmly, enjoying the food. Now think about, one side is angry, another side is not. Always, you cannot change the situation when food is served already. Please enjoy. If you don't like it, it's okay. Get out after dinner. Don't go there next time. But try not to create a situation. It upsets you. It makes your day bad, and your family problem starts arguing. When you go home, you're still fighting. No, don't worry about it. So these things happens. All right. So now think of your attitude. I think this is all attitude. Is the mental filter through which you experience the world. If you are a positive person, you think differently. If you always find a criticism, always find negative, oh, we are in a rural area of Institute of Singer Institute. No, this is not a problem with institute. It's your negative thinking. So don't be a blamer. Oh, my professor was not good. No, his professor is not a problem. You can't change certain facts. You change yourself. And because you cannot just constantly blame your high school teacher, primary teacher, your professors, but you are never going to change. So make sure you always look at the positive attitude. That is your mental filter when you see the world outward. All right. So now attitude. The person with, I'll tell you the positive attitude, negative attitude, how he thinks, right? Positive attitude say, I can. Negative says, I cannot. And positive says, concentrates and solution. Try to find a solution, concentrate, figure it out. And the negative side of the attitude always finds the problem, right? And the positive looks for the good in others. And our negative finds fault in others. I guarantee, unfortunately, I'll tell you that today's generation, please do not watch our political news. So negative. Because you don't, if you have a strong mental thing, take the good thing, leave the bad thing. If you don't have that and you always believe in this, I like NDTV, I like Republic TV, I like ZTV, then you are creating a problem. You have to have your own opinion. After you hear all of those, they are all doing for TRP because they want money. But you have to listen in and then find out what to filter out, what to take. If you don't have that capacity, then improve yourself. So the next one, counts his or her blessings, right? Positive person always try to get that. And the negative person focuses on what is missing,
Very true.
right? And the positive side sees possibilities, new thing, something new, right? And negative see limitations. Now this quote is very good. Better keep yourself clean and bring. You are the window through which you must see the world. It means when you go home, right? When your mom cleans the window, why she cleans the window? Because she wants to see outside. The same thing in physical life, we do that in your inner self. You also clean your mind. That is your window. You have to recycle. There's no way. Don't expect somebody will come and teach you. You have to be teacher for yourself. All right. Now I want to ask the question. I have the word stop complaining. And I have a bottom footer, the date, inner self, page number. But I don't have anything in here. What I want to see what you guys seeing here on this slide. Can student, professor, anybody can answer?
Possibilities. I see
Great,
possibilities that can come up.
good. So now think about, this is just a white paper, right?
Very true.
The person who's positive, and because always, this is a very tricky one, always people try to find, I'll tell you, if some people, oh, I was Bhavin Chavan was giving a inner self lecture and stop complaining, but he didn't tell me what it is. So I make sure there's nothing here, okay? Stop complaining. I'm telling you, for now, if you go home, if your mom serve the food, you take your damn food yourself. If you are not a child, you are not a small child, if and clean your utensils. Learn new food if you have a time. Cook yourself. Your boy or man or woman doesn't matter. Cook. Learn it. There is a fashion behind. You learn something new, and sometime try Saturday, Sunday. Try to cook for your mom and dad. See the environment in the house. You will really be pleased from that outcome. And I'm not saying you do, but I'm just my view. And second, always be positive. Don't you if you might have friends, you might have boyfriends, you might have girlfriends. Because you're all adults now, I can say that. And don't worry if you find something Whatever you learn today, apply. If you ignore, is your problem. It's not my problem. But my doors are open. You can reach out to me if you have difficulties. If you want to talk. Yeah, just make sure you give the references where you come from, because I had to remember who is reaching out to me, right? But anytime, but don't shy away to ask questions. If you don't ask question, nobody coming to your door. And be respectful and be meaningful. All right. So I don't know. We have much time in here. Uh, these slides actually talking about inner self and outer self. These are you can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll try to explain in this one slide. See what happens when you're looking in this picture. Don't worry about, again, I said, this is not mine. This is, I have already gave the reference where I got from. Okay. I'm not going to tell this is mine, but I liked it. I'm presenting it. Okay. So this talks about, look at number 1 to number 10. So number 1, the personal non-existence, civilized blame, time as a continuum, uncivilized blame, symptoms and painful events, blocks, need, and aloneness, connected, and all of that. So what exactly telling, the right side of the circle is your outer self, means outward. You complainer, you always drink. The left side of the world is you, nothing has been written. So the world in the real life, when always you see outward, there's nothing written about inward. Because your strength, your weaknesses of inward is causing problems, not understanding the outward, because you always go in materialistic world. So this picture is try to tell you about what I already explained. Is it just in come in the picture form? And this is just 3 layers are there. I'll just move forward because of the time. Okay. Before this next page, I want to know 1 or 2 minutes. Anybody has any questions? Are you guys are sleeping? Is boring?
No, sir, it's very interactive.
I'm
So,
worried about students are dropping. That's the only problem
no,
I'm
no.
having.
Might be
So
they
I
might have the other commitment. Might be that's the reason they are moving out.
That's
Might be
fine.
they
That's
have to join the job or something. They must have taken time.
fine. Okay. That's fine.
Oh.
So the next page, I don't know. Let's see. Okay. This is my life. Uh, I'm not here to market myself, but I want to tell you the truth. And I guarantee you are much better than what you see in this slide. Everyone, I hope everyone is much better than what you see in the slide. Uh, Let me quickly explain. And there are some real pictures. And some of the pictures are, I don't have pictures on my old days. So I'm not going to,
Young days.
I don't have, yeah. So let me tell you this, right? The left side is tells my when I born 1974 and now I gained 85. If you look at, I have town name, right? I'll just see if I can put my, can you see my mouse?
Yes.
Okay.
Asangi.
Yeah, Turk. Yeah, Turk. So this is my village. It's my parents lives today. We have farm. So first to 6th grade, I had a broken school, like no school under tree and all of that. But I had a good few teachers. I was still remember them. I just explain this. Then I have to go to the high school, 7 to 10th standard. So it's a one-way 10 kilometers. So I had to drive the 20 kilometer daily. So I have I got in 10th. I was a very good student for teacher's point of view, but I'm bad at English. You see my marks here, 35 Jindabad. So I'm still happy for that. So I don't feel, I don't hide anything because that doesn't make any difference to me. Uh, in my 10th grade in board exam, I got a 58. I'm sure all the students here in your college may be definitely much better. Then when I did my science 11th, 12th grade, I got 51%. You know what happens then? You won't get engineer or, or medical, nothing. But one thing for sure, the two statements in my life changed. My parents are the great supporters, and they never, and all criticism I used to get, I'm still getting it. It strengthened me because I didn't look at the negative, I look at the positive. I still talk to them. I There is, I don't know what this, Anita ji, what it is called today, but in 10th grade there is called send off. In America
Yeah.
they call graduation. Uh, is this they call send up? There was a teacher used to teach, but he was a teacher, but he become taluka level or district level educate, what they call, the squad person, like he goes and squads the school,
Okay.
something, you know what, a block development
Yes.
officer,
Uh-huh.
education, right? So his name was MB Patil, and he was giving our principal asked him to, because he was his friend, and he was giving a speech. And one of the statement he gave the speech, and he said, I will say in Hindi, Marathi, and English. जो होता है अच्छे के लिए होता है. Whatever happens for the good. जे काय होतंय चांगल्यासाठी होतंय. That literally always I carried with me. Then when I 11th and 12th, I'm okay kid. I'm not a smart kid. So, but I have a very good common sense. I explain, and these are the reality. Okay. And I used to have 10 square feet room, used to leave all of that, cold water shower, going in the river and all of that. I'm not going and spend that much time on it. Uh, then 11th and 12th, I watched one movie. That's first time I was watching, and that's also not allowed, but I had got some bad habit those days. Naya Kadam, Rajkumar, not Rajkumar, Rajesh Khanna ji. Uh, so the Naya Kadam and Naya Daur, I think Naya Daur, I might be wrong. Naya Daur or Naya Kadam is either one. That movie influenced me a lot how to live the life. I hope you guys still there, right? I can't see you. Can you see me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Uh, because I'm putting on the full mode, so that way I can't see you. Okay. So Naya Daur or Naya Kadam, I think that one is really changed my lot of thinking. So look at, because I got a 51%, I think I had a PCB and PCM group, and I got something 65 in math, PCBM. Forget it, right? That's not important. There, I don't get any admission anywhere. So I had to go to BSc, and I'm very good student, but I'm very bad in exam. I don't know. I don't write a good exam. So, but I like, all my teachers used to like me, but they always surprised. Don't know what happens to this kid. He never do good in exams. But anyway, that's my story, right? In BSc Physics, last year we had 3 years in Kolhapur University. The 3-year average was 60%. It's called first class. Just happy for that. But my last year was distinction, which is 71%. In Pune, when I did my master's in MCM, I got last year 69 and first year 60 something and 64 average. So I did a job in Pune. I sold the biscuits, Britannia biscuits also. I did data entry operator. I worked on all the cities. I traveled. I And here you see, this is a true real picture. Mouse, you see, this is a Bharti hospital hostel when I was living there. Looks like it's much better now. And you see the next one is a bungalow. There used to be garage behind, and that garage is 10 by 10 or 10 by 20 square feet, and that's my room. I was 2 years there. This is my house in America. And the bottom, uh, This is goats and chicken. This is my dad feeding the milk, giving milk to the goat babies. These are the cows when I used to do fishing. And this is a student's life. This is not my picture, but this is just telling you the reality. This is how we used to walk. This is a real example. This is a Ranga Panchami day. But this is a recent one. But I'm just telling you these festivals, we're all busy on this. This is how the bicycling to the school. And I would just, this intent of this picture, these are the muddy roads we have to ride. There is no pedal on the bicycle. I don't see you can figure this out, but this picture is a river flowing, and we have to take a bicycle and our books and all on our shoulder and swim. I remember one of my friend carried in this river, but farmers saved him. This is my real farm and river, and this is my pomegranate, 7,000 pomegranate, and my dad is here. And this is I love when I go back. My wife sometimes makes my mom. This is milk, and this is a bajra roti. So, and this one is 30% Jindabad is my English. All right, and this is a bicycle shop. Uh, my dad had. I used to repair bicycles when I was sixth grade. This is a floor mill. These are explaining all this goes days. These are all my dad did because somebody didn't give him a bicycle. He just went and took a loan and bought the bicycle, and he started the business. And in village there was a lot of only one floor mill, and people used to wait for 2 days to get a floor. My dad says it's not good for the village, so he bought the new floor mill. And this is a then he said there's no shop in town. He started a kirana shop. So I'll stop it here, and then
I
this
think
might
there's
mark.
one question from one of the participants. Can you unmute yourself and ask the question? Because one of the participants just in the
Oh,
chat box just put a question. I think it is Lakshmi.
okay. So Lakshmi is asking. Most of the times I do things correctly, but at times, to be specific, in some important occasions, commit mistakes. Okay. At that time, I lose my confidence. I become worried for a few days. Then I start double check everything. How can I overcome this? Please answer my question. All right. So Lakshmi, I think I answered the question already, but I'll tell you how I answered it. You should be happy you did a mistake. I'll tell you why. Because you already figured it out, you did a mistake. Because the biggest great quality as human, he or she immediately figures out their own mistakes. So if you don't recognize your mistake, that's the first fault. Now you got the good grades here. You already know that you made the mistake. So think about mistake is an event. And you have to, event is a specific time. You did a mistake, you might hurt somebody, you might did something wrong, but go back and learn, unlearn, and learn. So make sure you don't repeat again. Did I answer the question? I don't know.
Lakshmi, are you there with us? Lakshmi, are you there? Oh, yes. Did you
Okay,
get
good.
the thing?
Uh, she writing in the chat box.
Yes, yes, sir. She has got
Lakshmi,
it.
please raise your
Yeah.
hand if you.
All
No,
right,
no.
good. Thank you. Thank
Yes,
she
sir.
got it, I think. All right.
Okay.
So
So
then,
we'll have to wind up because the time is moving out.
yeah, so I'm almost done. So this one, this is just like a few days I found in the news. I on Facebook, not news, Facebook. This is very important. Dr. Vivek Bindra. I look at he was a 10th standard fail person, and he was, and he was lucky. He was a driver for Dr. Abdul Kalamji. So Abdul Kalamji asked him to go back to study, and after 6 years of driver, he went back to study. He did his PhD in history. Now he's assistant professor in Arignar Anna Government Arts College in Tamil Nadu. Why I said this: motivation is the key. Network is important. Reaching out is important. Learning from others is good thing. Believe in yourself is important. So make sure you do that. That's the reason I showed it here. So I don't know if you don't have time. This is a 9 minutes video. Arnold saw the speech. I'm not sure you guys want me to play or not.
I think so. They'll check it out and the later on we'll put it through for them.
Okay.
I'll copy paste it and I'll put it up.
Okay. So I can skip then.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I asked the question back again. How are you? Can you guys type here?
Can I get few answers a little faster? As that time is clicking up. So can we get the answers, please? Lakshmi still has the same answer. Fine, sir.
Say fantastic. Great. All right.
Motivated with positive attitude, Narendra says so. Motivated with positive attitude. Very nice. Siley says great. I'm good.
Change the answer. You are fantastic. You're great. Oh, Revati ji. All right. So we'll move to the next
Yes.
one. So the negative response, again, at the same thing. I'll go. You already heard that. Okay. This is important. Books to read. Is again, I'm not a political person, but I want you to be read this. The complete works of Swami Vivekananda ji. Please read. You don't need Bhavan to lecture anymore. If you follow the principle, one thing first, I'm not making Hindu principles. Swamiji was Hindu. No, don't think that. You always follow the great leaders, philosophers. Doesn't matter which religion they belongs to. So I believe in Swami Vivekananda ji. I'm telling you, find out the complete work of Swami. You will learn a lot of things. Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller. It's very important. I'll tell this book is here. You can see you can see the book.
I'm losing you.
No, hold on. I had to close the cancel. Oh, you can see me or no?
No, I can't see you.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. I think because I'm presenting. Let me stop presenting. Can you see now?
Yes.
Okay, I think I know how
Yes.
to put this. Okay.
No,
Uh,
stay.
is- okay. So his attitude is everything. All right. The next book is Stop Saying You Are Fine. Okay. There's a book. You may be surprised. It's very interesting book because why I tell this, I want your students to be successful in life. Please read. It's not expensive book. Let me know if you're having problem buying books. Talk to Dr. Anita ji and she will talk to me. We'll figure it out. But please, I guarantee everyone has a smartphone. They can buy this book. Okay. I don't think you need money for buying book. These are not that expensive. And the next one, the 7 strategies of wealth and happiness. Again, these are the English writer books. Okay, it culturally different. You will find great. I'm not sure you know the book. I have it here. Let me see. So Gita Rush by Lokman Tilak. Okay, uh, this is a Marathi book I have, but I think they have English version. And there are a lot of other books I have, but that's okay. But you just read these 4. And the one thing I want you to read immediately, attitude is everything.
Okay.
Everyone, professors, doctors, businessmen, businesswomen, students, high school kids, college, everyone has to read that. And you can ask me how I know this book. I always go through some spiritual videos. I think there's a Swami Narayan. Uh, there is a Swamiji. He gives a worldwide speech on mentoring. I've been selected as a mentor in my company for some of the managers. Then I don't want to tell him our Indian style of analogy, because I want to be more. When I'm giving telling somebody mentoring, I should be honest to myself. I'm not creating a problem, because mentoring is a not easy job, and I'm not a philosopher. So I want to read. Then I was searching it. I happened to be watched the Swami's video, and he recommended in that. Then I said, wow. Then I immediately bought it, and it's a different world. You can see it's very difficult to follow. I see this one is, at least you tell, recircuit your brain. Oh, I read that. Oh, I did mistake. I shouldn't do that. Oh, I said fine to him or fine to her. Oh, I should be saying fantastic. So because you got the idea now, right? You practice it. It is important. And the next, I think I'm done almost. Let me see if anything. Oh, this one I want to just show, and then I think I'm done. Just give me 1 second. Okay. You can see it, right?
Yes, sir.
It's coming, I think. Okay.
Yes, it's
All right. Take a risk in your life. If you win, you can lead. If you lose, you can guide.
nice.
All right. So
Yes.
that's it. Some of the pictures I draw here, but I don't think we have time. But again, I just quickly share. Anita, just give me 1 second. This will not take more than 2 minutes. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I just wrap it up. Hold on. I just go here. Stop sharing and go
Pushpa
back.
ma'am, in the meantime, you can share on the chat the feedback link.
The feedback link is open now. So I would like to request all the participants, please fill the feedback form. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So here's the picture. I want to see the students. It doesn't explain anything. It has a x-axis, y-axis, and it has a 0, 25, 50, 75, 100. Then it has a 20, 40, 60, 80. If you understand, the top section says 100-year life for any human being. The bottom says this is your max you can reach. I'm just giving you. The reason I said, I guarantee you are 20 and 25 right now. So this is the time. Learn, unlearn, and learn. Don't blame. Teach yourself. Educate yourself. YouTube is there. Not like we used to learn, go to library and figure it out. Sometimes you have to give the money to get the books. Corruption. But that's a different story. I used to give, sometimes I used to give liquor the librarian to give me the books for 1 week. The guy used to like liquor. So in Bharti Vidyapit, I just don't want to tell his name, but that's the story. And the below the graph, this is the life journey. There is no straight line in the life. It's always a sine wave. You will have up and down every time. Is a twinkle twinkle song is the same thing every time, up and down. So you are always learning, unlearn and learn, but do not tell your pain to unnecessary others. Nobody interested to hear your pain, but first talk to yourself. And sometimes you find the gurus, you find the mentors, you can explain to them, I'm in this challenge, can you help me? There are a lot of good people. So don't think like world is corrupt, world is this. No, first fix you. World is not corrupt, you are corrupt because your mind is not working. All right. The next one, this is what I was talking about. You always comfort zone. Air condition, my gadi, my all, my sari, my all this kapde, all this, that's it. You never thought about yourself, about be terrified. Suppose the tiger comes in front of you, what you do? You're terrified, right? Your life, it doesn't have a terrified event. You can't learn, you can't move forward. Don't worry about fear. Work for you, expect that. So always track, look at for that. If you don't terrify, then you can't do anything. It means you always comfort. And the next one I have, that same thing I slide is I'm impossible. Like you can jump, there's no way you can, is, nothing is impossible. You can do it. This one is very good. This is actually I'll read because this is a whiteboarding, so I can't write better than his mouse. I have to write. Uh, the lower circle is a spirit. I'm talking now. This comes to the inner self. What Dr. Anita Madam and Revati Madam was saying initially. They introduced, right? Looks like there's some meditation YouTube or Google explanation. This is that. But I was, in order to go there, you first have to be yourself, understand who you are. When you talk about mind, it required you to be look inward. But in order to look inward, you should be inner yourself. If you're not there, just looking at meditation videos, this, that doesn't much help, because you are sitting on the meditation. Oh, I have to go eat tonight somewhere. Oh, I have to meet my friend. This is all comes, the constant thinking coming. So spirit is actually your will, your heart, right? And the mind, your thoughts and feelings. And your soul, this is your inner self. The outer self, your body and your social connections and your friends and all. These all last two circles are outer self. We give more importance to outer self. That's the challenge everybody's facing, because you never understood who you are. Either you rely on somebody, you don't want to walk, you don't want, if the bus is not coming, you get frustrated. Somebody is supposed to pick up, you're frustrated. You're always frustrated for everything. So don't do that. The last one, I think I already explained. This doesn't have anything. It has a black dot, but you may say I have black dot here, but think positively. You can use this black whiteboard to draw something. It's in your hand. And last but least, I'm done. And I will just want to say, if anyone has Q&As, I think nobody has questions, right?
Any questions, dear students? I think they
Okay,
have
that's fine.
understood what it was.
All right, good. So thank you. And thank you for opportunity. I appreciate for listening me. I hope it helps. I hope it doesn't go too boring.
No, sir,
And
it was a pleasant one.
hope I didn't act like a professor.
No.
And I hope I do my due diligence.
Sir, Azim has a raised hand. Azim, you would like to say something? You can unmute yourself on your video and you can say. Okay, he has left by mistake. I think instead of doing off, he made it on.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, I think students are moving before the guest leaves.
That's fine. Thank you very much. Have a great day, and thank you for the staff
Thank you,
and
sir, for
professors.
giving your time. I know it's very late. It is 11:45 at your end. Thank
I
you
have
for
my
your.
I have next call to India too for something the same.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
All right,
Thanks a lot for your patience. I hope
no
my students
problem.
have.
I hope, and if you have any questions, if they would like to talk, I'm ready to give. If they have another, they are interested in another session, we can entertain on the same thought. And they have questions, only go for question answers. That we
So
can do.
actually, I have one college of my Sinhagar, RMD, that is also RMD. They have also requested you. I said, I'll talk to you and then I'll inform them. There are
That's fine. That's
lots of students there.
okay. That's
I'll
fine.
first talk to you and then I'll get back to you on that.
All right. So it will be great. You can give me the feedback. If I did mistake, apology for that. And I'm also learning from all of you. If you give me feedback, that would be great. And
Yes,
give
sir.
me the honest feedback. Don't need to worry about, I don't take personally anything. So give me the damn blunt feedback. If it is I'm wrong, okay? I'm also
Okay,
to
sir.
asking.
I'll surely get back and I'll put it up on the chat for you, sir.
All
in
right,
a,
cool. Thank you.
a time.
Thank you. Have a great. And Anita ji, can you please share your